What's up everybody, welcome to How-FixIT. In this video I'm trying to restore a completely correct iPhone XS Max. I'll change the big housing in the style of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, also replace the broken screen and see what comes of it. During the repair process I'll use the following tools and parts: screwdriver set, a plastic mediator, plastic opening tool, tweezers, section cap for removing display, adhesive tape for restore water protection, adhesive tape for gluing the battery, new screen, and one more very important actually tool without which I do not begin any repair is a magnetic mat. In the iPhone XS Max a lot of screws and they are different sizes, and it is very important not to confuse them in reassembly process. In the description under the video you will find links where to buy all these tools and parts for repair iPhone XS Max. The iPhone 12 Pro Max style back housing has a different flash diode arrangement, so matching diode cable should be supplied with a similar case, as well as buttons. Okay, let's begin. Turn off the iPhone and remove two screws near lighting port. In my case the screen is broken, and because of this the section cap cannot fix fine on the surface of the screen. To solve this problem you need just tape, so this should be enough to secure the section cap. And take any hairdryer and heat the surface of the display for 1 or 2 minutes. The required temperature for heating is 60 or 70 degrees Celsius. Almost any hairdryer will be enough to detach the display from the case. And take a plastic mediator and begin to disconnect the display from this case. At the top of the iPhone case, do not push the plastic mediator into the case too much, so as not to damage the Face ID module. First you need to disconnect the battery cable and then disconnect 3 cables of the display. Next step is reinstalling the speaker with sensors. This process is not complicated, but it requires attention. Now a very important step, you need to carefully detach the sensors from the display. Before removing, I recommend warming up the cable with a hairdryer. Take a thin but not sharp tool, it is the best plastic one, and begin peeling off the cable from the bottom. The light sensor is the part of Face ID system, so you need to very carefully remove it. If the sensor damaged, the Face ID system will not work. That's it, the cable is removed, and now it can be reinstalled on new display. To restore True Tone function, you need a programmer to transfer the firmware from the old display to new one. The process of transferring the firmware is very simple. Connect the broken display, read the firmware from it, and transfer this data to a new display. That's all, the framework has been transferred and now we can check it. I left links to this programmer in the description under the video. As you can see, now true tone is available on the new display. For example, if you do not transfer the firmware, you will lose the true tone function, which gives a soft yellowish tone. As you can see, if true tone function turned off, the display shines in a blue, colder tone. If this function is not important to you, you may not transfer this firmware. So display module is ready to use. And now I am going to replace the back housing. At this step, the smartphone is assembled and we can connect the display and check how iPhone works. Check the Face ID, check the camera and flash diode, and all buttons and speakers. If everything works fine, we can proceed to the final stage of assembling the iPhone. Take a waterproof adhesive tape. That tape restores protection of water and dust on your iPhone XS Max. Press on the tape around of edges for better sticking to the back housing. Now begin to the installation of the display. Connect 3 cables of the display module to the mainboard and only after connect the battery cable. Fasten the last 2 screws near the charging port and you can turn on the iPhone. The iPhone XS Max is assembled and now we can compare to the original iPhone 12 Pro Max. Of course, you can see the difference in the size of case, because the iPhone 12 Pro Max are larger than the iPhone XS Max, but the back cover of the case is almost the same in comparison with the original. The difference is slightly noticeable in the size of the cameras and only when compared one-to-one. Also, there are differences in the location of the slot for SIM card tray, otherwise the iPhone looks fine. This is one of the options for what you can do with your iPhone's cracked back housing. I hope this video will be useful to you. On this step, the repair is complete, and see you on How-FixIT.